This trade was long but very great because the initial setup was nice, and when you see it, you might want to sell it every time. So what's the setup? Let's go back to the beginning of the trade and let me guide you through it. Today I'm looking at the Euro Canadian dollar on the 15 minutes time frame, and I'm using three indicators: the bottom stop signal and the RSI Exhaustion to build my setup, and the levels and zones for the extra confirmation. So what I'm looking at is this very interesting price action here. We have a kind of a sideways movement. The price is trying to push higher here, but we have this major resistance which is indicated by the levels and zones, which is preventing the price from moving higher. And so what we have here is a top here, but most importantly we also have a significant divergence with the RSI Exhaustion. So we have basically a flat movement here of the price. So the price is, you can see this price action here as a first stop, even though we had multiple tests here, but one here in coincidence with this highest point of the RSI here. And then we have another one which is actually indicated by the and confirmed as well by the bottom stop signal. It is confirmed because we are now at the close of the next candle, so you should always wait the close of the next candle in order to be sure that the signal on the previous candle is confirmed. So what we have here, we need to check three conditions that we always check. The first one is that we have divergence between the price and the RSI Exhaustion. And we have, because the price is flat, the RSI Exhaustion is going down. The second condition that we need to check is whether the RSI Exhaustion is exhausted or not. And as you can see, it is exhausted here because it's green, so it's bullish exhausted, and it was exhausted around this area here, which is also good as well. And the third condition that we need to have is to have, of course, a top. In this case, we have one and it is confirmed. So we can confidently place our order. The entry price would be, of course, around this level here. Regarding the stop loss, well, the stop loss, you can set it at different levels. If you want to be conservative, you should stay here, because you should consider that the price went at least up here, so you give it just a bit more room to go and you're good to go. If you want to be more aggressive, let me cancel this trend line here. So if you want to be a bit more aggressive, you can consider that the price pretty much never went higher than this level here, and you also have a buy area which is now at this level here. You see the green area comes down and it's shrinking. So you can set your stop loss here, but you must be aware that it is more aggressive. So for the sake of safety, I'll be a bit more conservative in this trade, even if I believe that this is a major resistance level, and it has proved to be in the recent past. But I mean, if you are conservative, you are playing safe, which is good when you are trading. And for the target, well, the good thing is that I mean, this area here would be just a free fall. So if the price moves lower, we should expect the price retesting this support here, because I mean, we don't have any kind of support here, we don't have any structure here before, so it's just going to, yeah, maybe we might have some minor level here. Let me point out, you see something here, but it's not that big. We had before, let me cancel this. We had before this nice support, as you can see, it acted before as resistance, this support here, and then we had this that acted as a support, but now it's over because it became a resistance up here. So if the price comes down as I'm expecting, we should we can confidently say that we should reach this support level here. So the risk reward is about 4.4. Let's see if we can get it to 4.4 just for the sake of a round number. No, I can't. Okay, no problem. So I'll leave it this way. But the point is that it's pretty much 4.4, which is a great return if we get it. And instead, if the price decides to come back up, then at the current level, we are enough safe because we have this resistance that might stop the price from it should prevent the price from moving higher. But we just need to wait and see where the price action goes. A quick update for you guys. So the price is moving pretty fast and it's falling, it has already fallen quite significantly. Not halfway to the target, but I mean it was almost halfway to the target. The point is that the RSI has moved lower as well, and it has become exhausted, and this is a good indication that the price should continue to fall, because I'm expecting the RSI to stay exhausted for a prolonged period of time, and if it does, then we should expect the price to continue to fall, especially since it is moving quite rapidly. We should expect the price to continue to fall quite rapidly as well. The price is now lower. It moved higher almost to retouch the entry level, but then it moved lower. But we have a double bottom here, one here and one here. The second bottom is lower than the previous one, but the RSI is higher. You see the situation, so this is lower and the RSI is higher, which means that technically this might be a buy setup. Okay, so because we have the RSI going higher, the price moving lower, so we have divergence, we have exhaustion, and we have a bottom here. However, as I said before, we are in a free fall. We are in a free fall because there is no technical support between this resistance here and this support here. As I said before, we might have some support around this level, and in fact we are having we are seeing some difficulty to break down this level, but I do not believe this buy setup is an actual buy setup, because as I said, we are in a free fall. The first analysis is the one that you should stick to if you believe that is the strongest one. And I believe that is the strongest one because we have a major resistance here, we have a major support here, we had an extended period of time of price action moving sideways, and without the strength to move higher than this level, we had a beautiful setup here, and so an entry opportunity, and we got it. For the sake of safety, just for the sake of safety, I'm now at break even. So it means that my stop loss is now here, which is lower than the entry price, and means that in the worst case scenario, if this buy setup turns out to be an actual strong buy setup, but which I don't believe it to be so, But if it does, then if the price comes back up and I get out of this trade at this level here, or around this level here, and I make a little bit of money, but the key thing is that I don't lose any money. If instead the price keeps going down, as I still expect it will, then we can aim for a 4x return. We recently had an even lower bottom here. The RSI is still diverging, but this is a further indication that we are in a free fall, because as you can see, if this level here was kind of a potentially minor support level, it is now broken to the downside, and even though we had this bottom here, it is something not to be believed, in my opinion. Of course, yours could be very different from mine, but I believe this is not going to be a natural setup because we are in a free fall. So even if the price now moves a bit higher, because maybe this resistance, which could be a resistance, is kind of weak, so the price might move higher, but it should not, definitely not, considering the current technical situation, it should not just move higher to the upside and retouch our break-even level, which is right now here. Of course, if it does, we are out of the trade, but without losing any money. I don't believe so. Let's just be a bit more patient and see how this evolves. We are having some very weird movement of the price. It's going almost nowhere here, and it also weak. So those are just kind of noise movements. It's not any indication that the price will move higher or lower. So the correct analysis to me is still the one that we made initially. So the price should continue to fall down. Right now it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's undecided on what to do, but the bullish strength is very weak here. Even though we are getting another bottom here, the RSI keeps growing, but there is no evidence in the price action that it has the strength to move any higher than this. Maybe we'll go a bit higher, still a bit more higher, but I don't expect this to be the bottom of a very strong uptrend. So I am confident that we will soon reach the target, or maybe not soon, but eventually reach the target. We just need to be patient, and if situation like this where the price just goes nowhere comes along during the trade, we don't have to get frustrated or decide to close the trade, because at that point is the point where you end up losing the money. Because even if I close the trade right now, I'm making money, it is correct, but I'm compromising my future performance, because I am confident, still confident, that I will reach the target. And if I am confident, because the analysis that I made, the tools that I use say so, if I am confident, I should not close the trade before reaching my target. Because it means that if I do right now, I'm taking, well, pretty much halfway, half the return that I will get if I get to my target, and I'm confident I will. So it means that in the long term, I will get an average return, which is half of what I could get doing my analysis, which is very, very, very bad. You should never do that, because if you are confident in what you do, if you are confident in your analysis, if you are confident in your tools, indicators, then you should stick to them. And then you should trade according to your initial analysis. Right now it's a situation where most traders will get frustrated but we do not. So the price went a little bit more sideways and then decided to make another down movement. It has now made 2 more bottoms, but just like in the case before, these are just not to believe because they are very weak signals, and the correct analysis is still the one that we made initially. So the target is approaching. It's not over yet, so don't get too excited that we will get to the target eventually, but I'm confident that we will. So let's just stay rational, be patient, and wait a bit more. And finally we got to our target, so let me extend this for you. As you can see, we reached the target, the price went lower and then retraced, but we have a 4.4, almost 4.4x return, which is excellent. I'd say it's an average return, a slightly higher than average return for this kind of setup. We at the lowest end we got like 2.5x returns. Then we get sometimes 5-6x return, and more rarely like 8-9x returns and beyond. But this is an average return, but still a very great profit, because it means that we can lose the next 4.4 trades and still be profitable, because right now we made a huge profit considering our long-term performance. So today it was a very interesting trade which was closed. It took a bit longer than I was hoping for, that I usually like, but we never have to get frustrated or get emotional during the trade. And as you can see, we ultimately reached what we wanted. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe as well if you didn't already. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.